Hello everyone, welcome to After Duty Vets, where we discuss what life is like after the military. Today I'd like to talk about the reality of reality. You know, some folks struggle with reality, the way things actually are, but veterans appear to struggle a little bit more on the outside. So I'm going to give a list of things that in reality that you're just going to have to adjust to when you get out of the military. Number one, the VA is a pain in the ass. That's a reality. I don't care how you look at it, it's a pain in the ass. Number two, the VA works on their own time. You're not going to speed them up. It's going to be a pain. Just deal with it. Number three, the VA has what you need, so you got to play the game. This is just the reality. I've said this before. When I go in the VA, a lot of times I play the circus music in their head because I know that I'm going to have to jump through the hoops. I just know that's a reality, so I just deal with it. Number four, the VA is better than civilian hospitals in a lot of cases. I have been around a lot of people that work in civilian hospitals. The VA is way better off in a lot of situations. So I guess the reality is don't beat up on the VA, just deal with the VA. Number five, civilians do not understand our skill set. That's just a reality. They do not get what we're capable of. Number six, you might struggle finding a job. That is one of the biggest things that we have to deal with. You might have to struggle finding a job. Number seven, veterans have differing values. Our values are different than most civilians, so just realize that. Number eight, veterans look at things differently. We look at situations way different than civilians, and it's really not their fault that they look at them differently because they're using their experiences just like we're using ours. Number nine, civilians are late. That is one of the biggest pet peeves that I have, is people being late. God, I hate that. And it drives me crazy because to us, being late is disrespectful and it can cost lives. That's the way we're trained. What's the old saying? If you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. But civilians are going to be late. That's just the reality of it. Number 10, the lines move. In the military, you know where the line is. You can walk up to the line, you can look over the line, you can yell over the line, you can cuss over the line, but you can't cross it. Out here, the line moves depending on who you are. That's just a reality. If you're the boss's son, guess what? There's a different line for you than me. The line moves depending on who you are out here. Yes, the line moves sometimes in the military depending on who you are, if you happen to be one of the sergeant's boys or something like that. But the reality is there's still a line in the regulation that you can't cross. Out here, there's no real regulations. You can say, oh, the EPA, but in reality, there's a gray area for everything out here. Number 11, civilians don't always follow the rules. Believe it or not, they don't always follow the rules. And let's be realistic, in the military, sometimes we don't follow the rules either. The rules get thrown out the window. I know for sure when I went to Desert Storm, we were flying combat missions 24 hours after we left. Some of the rules of deployment went out the window. But as a general rule, a lot of times civilians don't follow the rules. Number 12, you will have differing standards than civilians. Number 13, some civilians really struggle with taking responsibility. You just have to realize that, and that's the way it's going to be. Number 14, some civilians lack integrity. That's something that we're told all the time, but some civilians just really do lack integrity. Number 15, some civilians will not have your back. That's just a reality. They're in it for themselves. Just know those people are there and prepare for them. Number 16, civilians are not aware of their surroundings. We are well aware of everything that goes on around us because we're trained that way. Civilians aren't. So don't expect them to be aware of everything that goes on around them. Yes, it can drive us crazy sometimes, but it's just the reality. They are not aware of everything that's going on around them. Number 17, civilians look at what's important differently. What's important to us is not important to them. We deal with life and death situations the whole time we were in a lot of times. And they look at what's important differently. They think that because their computer's not working, it's the end of the world, where we just look at it as a minor inconvenience. Number 18. 80% to us is 100% to most. Our 80% is better than 100% to most civilians. So unless they're a perfectionist and they have OCD, they'll think that 100% is not it. But it's just like what we think is 100% is different than civilians. Number 19. Perfection is overrated. You do not have to be a perfectionist because most jobs will not cause the loss of life. So trying to hold the same standards out here to stuff that doesn't cause a possibility of loss of life, it's overrated, being perfect. Number 20, we are not special. When I first got out of the military, I thought I was owed a job because I did 20 years in the military. I'm a war veteran, that I'm owed something. I really thought that. But the reality is, I'm no special than anybody else. I learned that the hard way. My cockiness and my arrogance when I first got out, thinking I was owed, got slammed in the face real damn quick. Number 21, political correctness is real. You can get your ass in a sling because of political correctness. So don't complain about it, don't bitch about it, just deal with it. Number 22, no one owes us anything. That goes back to the we're not special. We're not owed anything. We did our jobs. A lot of us get out thinking that we're owed something, and we're not. Number 23, PTSD is linked to veterans. Whether we like to admit it or not, a lot of civilians think that all veterans have PTSD because the VA drives the PTSD bus. They don't realize that 96% or so of PTSD in the country is not military. Most PTSD comes from assault, sexual assault, battery, natural disasters, car accidents, that kind of stuff. Childhood trauma causes PTSD more so than combat and military PTSD. Number 24, you will be asked stupid questions by civilians. Just know this for a fact. You will be asked stupid questions by civilians. Number 25, people will not understand your sense of humor. We have a jacked up sense of humor, and it's not going to be understood by civilians. Number 26, you will struggle to trust people. This is just a reality. The people out here are different than the people that you served with, and you will struggle to trust them. Number 27, you will have to manage your expectations. That is the key to survival, is managing your expectations out here. And number 28, if you want to be successful, you have to adjust to their world. We are in their world now. Veterans are a small population. We're 7% of the American population and falling. So we are going to have to adjust to their world whether we like it or not. Even though we might be right, we still have to adjust to their world. So I hope this is giving you some things to think about. This is the reality of reality. So until next video, have a great day and thank you. Disclaimer, I'm a licensed mental health therapist in California. If you're searching for mental health help, please reach out to someone in your state. If you are within California, you can reach me at the email below. And if you're interested in coaching anywhere in the United States, you can reach out below also. These videos are for educational purposes only, and if you're thinking about suicide, please reach out and call 911.